What is up, guys? It's Rahul TV, Team R for UL, your favourite YouTube mechanic, and we're back again. What we're doing this time around is nice job here. Doing it outside your house, not the easiest, okay? You need a ramp for this one, easier, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the steering rack on a 2007 Ford Fiesta, okay? It's a petrol one, 1.4 petrol. Let's go ahead, let's do it. Let's go. Right, I've set the car up on the ramp. I'm not going to show you how to take the wheel off. That's just plain Jane easy. Take the wheel nuts off, bang, take it off, finish. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the track rod ends off. There they are. They're the track rod ends. I've already took it off. It's a 15 mil. You need a 15 mil socket, ratchet. Whiz them off. Same on the other side. Give that a little hit. Hopefully that should come straight down. It's not going to come out yet, but I'm going to give it a little hit. Just like that. Other side as well. Let's take the other side off. Right, next job for us, guys, is we're going to go ahead. Whatever I'm doing on this side, we're going to do the exact same on the other side as well, okay? So I'm just going to show you one side, basically. We're going to go ahead and take the drop link off, the nut on this off. 15 mil spanner or a socket. If you've got a gun, whiz it off with the gun. Hold it with an Allen key and take it off with the spanner. Right, okay, that's that one off. I'm going to go to the other side. Exactly same on the other side. Take the other side off as well. Okay, we've took the drop link off. Track rod end is off. What we're going to do now is, there's two ways to do this. One is you take the complete subframe off. Do it that way. Or we can do it my way, which is the cheating way, which I think in the long run, it will save you a bit of money. On top of that, you're more efficient, get the job done, happy days, you know. And if you're doing it by yourself, you know, you can do it by yourself. You don't need somebody to hold it for you, you know, the way I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bolt off here. Same on the other side as well. This one, okay. I'm going to take this one off, and this one off. So 18 mil, these two. 15 mil, this one. 13 mil, this one. So your socket, ratchet, extension, strong arm, crack them all off. Right, same on this side as well. This one, and this one. Take them off first, okay. These off and these off. Leave them on like loose, basically crack them, slacken them, leave them loose, right? And then we'll go from there. We're going to go ahead and take the stabilizer mounting off, but that's for a later date. So first things first, let's take these back three off, them three off. Like I mentioned, 18, 18, 15. One little information that I forgot to mention, okay, it's not really important because we're going to change the rack anyway, okay. If we wasn't going to change the rack, then obviously we need to mark it, make sure it's right way. I've got grease on my face, as you can see, hard working guy, right? So what it is, make sure the wheels are facing the right way when we take the, you know, the bolt or the nut off the column, okay, make sure it's facing the right way. Helps you out when you're refitting it again. Anyway, let's do it, let's go. Right, them three are off. Them three are off. That one is slackened. I've slackened that one. What I'm going to do now is take this stabilizer mounting off. Not really hard to take that off. You can take the complete mounting off if you want, or if you want to, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take that bolt off. Okay, that will come off, that will swing down, and then it's basically off the engine, so happy days. So it should be, that looks like a 13 to me, 13 or a 15 mil. Take that off. Right, there we have it. I've took the mounting off. I know I said I was going to swing it kind of thing, but I've took the mounting off. That way it's out of the way. I mean, to take it off, it's all 13 milli bolts and nuts. One here, one here, one here. One main one going through there. Take them off. Dead easy. That's out of the way. What we're going to do now is, we're going to go ahead and take that bolt off. It's a 13 or 15 milli. I think that's the 13 mil. One on this side as well. Take that off. They're the two that holds the steering rack, which is this one, on to the subframe. So we take that off, and then we can swing this subframe down. So we take this one off, and that one off with a ratchet spanner or a normal spanner because if you do it with a normal ratchet and a socket, you might get it trapped against the gearbox and then you're gonna have big trouble. So normal spanner on this one, you can get a socket and a ratchet on that one. Right, if that 13 and if that 13 millibolt, this one here, doesn't come off, start spinning, which it might, you need to go around this side, right there, as you can see there, I put a 17 spanner through there. It's a nut and bolt basically, so the nut side on that side is 17, it might be a 16 depending on what anybody's put on in the past. This is a 17, put that on this side, it'll jam up against there, take the other side off. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this exhaust rubber off. That way it'll come down, you can see it's just held on against the exhaust rubber. Then what we're going to do is the steering rack, this steering rack, I'm going to tie it up against this exhaust, okay, with a big cable tie it up against the exhaust. Then we're going to swing this subframe. Basically we're going to take them off, okay, so that way the steering rack will stay where it is and the subframe should come straight down. Right, ta-da! As you can see there, the subframe is swinging on the ball joint. Reason why I said you can do it like this, it'll be a lot easier if you attempt it by yourself. Now all you have to do is just lift it up. I can even do it with one hand, you see. Obviously you'll get two hands onto it. That will give you some support. If you take them off, then you need two people, at least two people, to get the subframe back on. So anyway, as you can see here now, on this side, we are plain sailing here. I can get to the steering rack, no problem whatsoever. So what we're going to do now is, we are going to go and take this pipe off here. So basically we need to take that 8 milli nut off, 8 milli bolt off here, which goes all the way around here. And there's like a bracket kind of thing on here. Let me see if I can get the camera in there. There, take that bracket off, which is a 13 mil. Then that pipe will come off, this pipe will come off. This pipe is held on with another bracket on this side, as you can see there. Another 8 mil, which is there. Or 10 mil, it could be a 10 mil, whatever it is. Take that one off, that pipe's off, the other pipe's off, then all left is on the steering column basically. We need to take the bolt off on the steering column, but we'll get to that after. Let's take them off first. The pipes are already off. It was just one 13 milli bolt that I mentioned before. Now what we're going to do is, now I've got the bungee cord on it, that's why it's not coming down anymore, okay? So what we need to do now is, it's either take the bungee cord off, right, or I can just about get to that bolt there. Can you see there where the column goes on there? 10 milli bolt, take that off, that comes straight down, take the bungee cord off, the steering rack comes off, happy days. One steering rack totally off. Let's fit the new one in reverse order. Let's get on with it, let's go. Right, there we have it, there's the new one ready to go on. As you can see, it's got no track rod ends on it. Makes our life a little bit more easier because less, things to go on. So what we'll do is, after we put everything back on, all the track rod, all the the bolts, everything back on, we can go ahead and take them track rod ends off. Or if you want to put some new ones on, you can put new ones on. I would suggest you put new ones on, because new steering rack, put some new track rod ends on if you want to. But if you want to, you can just bang them straight on, no problem whatsoever. Just make sure all these pipes are tight. I know it's brand new, but still you can just double check them, see if they're tight. And yeah, we're ready to go. Let's fit it. Another top tip is, as you can see, it's got like a triangular cutout here, okay? So on the column here, it's like triangular as well, so you can't really get it wrong. I mean, you can only go one way, okay? So and another top tip is, the way you should do it is, you should take that off first, when it's inside the car. But obviously I couldn't get inside the car, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bolt back in there, put that in there, put the bolt back in there, tighten it up. The way we took it off, exactly the same way we're going to put it back on. Right, there we have it, guys. I've got the bolts back on. I mean, two people will be a lot easier. One person to hold the rack up, steering rack up, the other person to get the bolt on and everything. It makes life a lot easier. If you're doing it by yourself, you're going to be struggling actually. It is quite frustrating. So get two people on it. Right, all we do now is bang them back in there, bang that one back in there, get the pipes on, and yeah, just check the seals, if the seals are alright on the pipe. Just fit everything in reverse order. Let's finish it off, let's go. Right, the pipes are on. I mean, it's not hard, exactly the same way we took them off, that 8 milli there on that bracket, that 13 milli there, put that back on with that little clamp. Right, and that's it. All we do now is, since we've got the subframe swinging there, that makes our life a lot easier. I mean, I could even do it myself actually. Look, if I lift that up like that, a bit of brute strength, I could do it myself. But gets two people, makes your life a lot easier. I'm going to lift it up, get the steering rack bolts on, get the subframe bolts on, secure everything, and then we'll go from there. Right, if you are doing it by yourself and you haven't got anybody to lift it up and everything, if you've got a jack, a trolley jack, a normal jack, if you're doing it on the floor, a normal trolley jack, get it onto the subframe, that will jack it up exactly like this, what I'm doing here. I mean, that makes your life a lot easier. You don't need to struggle, holding the subframe on up and trying to get the bolts in. So jack it up all the way, line everything up, and it should go straight on. As you can see, it's going in. I feel like Apollo 13, 10 feet, 5 feet, lining it up, jack it up, and line it at the same time. That side as well, make sure it's lined up nicely. What you could do at this stage, get the subframe bolts on, okay? Get the 3 subframe bolts on, get this one back on, right? And then the steering rack should just fall into place. Right, there we have it, guys. I've got the subframe back on, steering rack bolts are back on and tight, done and dusted. Right, as you can see here, these bolts are not on. All of these are just like finger tight, just nipped up kind of thing. These here, this one here, 13 milli. So get all of them on first with your fingers, then just whiz them on, tighten them up. Make sure we bang this mountain back on. We can't leave that mountain off. Make sure we put that on. And what we're going to do is, before we go ahead and put the track rod end on and finish it all off, we're going to put some fluid in it, start it up, and make sure there's no leaks, because we don't want to go finishing everything off, put the wheels, everything back on, and find out it's leaking. Let's take it back off again. So that's what we're going to do. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put some ATF fluid in, some power steering fluid. Make sure you get the right one. Right, this is just the normal ATF fluid, the red ATF fluid. Make sure you put the right one in. Okay, go to the shop, go to the spare shop, and make sure you put the right one in. Give them the reg. Yeah. So I'm going to put some more in. Obviously, I've started the car up. I'm going to put some more ATF fluid in, turn it lock to lock, get all the air out, and then we're going to check if it leaks. Alright guys, there we have it. Everything is on, car is running. As you can see, the drive shafts are turning. Right, centrifugal force. I'll just get that in. Don't look into that. I just spilled a bit of oil, gear oil on, ATF fluid on the top, so that's just leaking a little bit there. So don't look into that. Oh, everything's on. I've turned it from lock to lock, got all the air out. Everything's looking good. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish everything off. Obviously, these bolts, I'm gonna tighten them up, proper double check them with a strong arm. Get the drop links on, as you can see here. Track rod ends on, get the track rod ends on, get the mountain on, wheel back on, everything in reverse order. Let's finish it off, and yeah, job done. What we've done is we've tightened everything up. All the subframe bolts are tight, the mountains are tight. I've even put the track rod ends on. Track rod ends are on. They're not tight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure, I'm going to try to get it as straight as possible. Obviously, you will have to get the car tracked. Get the wheels aligned properly 100%, but I'm going to try doing it best I can, freehand, and then obviously he's going to take it somewhere else to get it aligned properly. That's it, everything's on, mountain's on, all the bolts are tight, job done. Well, that's it guys, that's how we replace the steering rack on a Ford Fiesta 2007, 8 kind of thing, 2007, 2006, the earlier ones. Yeah. I mean, it's not the hardest job in the world, but if you have 2 people, it makes life a lot easier. Anyway guys, all I'm going to say is like, share and subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button for me, leave a comment in the comment section. Raul TV, we'll see you guys soon.